Hello, hello, Dr. Victoria here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is now the third episode of the Confident Parent Moment, and I'm excited to be coming to you tonight to really share the three perspectives that parents have about themselves and their responsibility in their child's life that I really want to deconstruct and break down, because I believe that mindset when it comes to parenting and this parenthood journey is so important. But before I even jump in, I just wanted to let you know, if you don't already know, on March 9th, I'm going to be releasing a recorded webinar. And it's going to be all about anxiety and worry and supporting your child. And for years and years and years, I have been helping parents and teenagers and children in my private practice all over the world as well. And I've been training professionals. I do this every month, really sharing with them all of the different things that they need to know in order to understand stress and anxiety and worry and how it shows up and the things to look for and what they can support parents with and doing with their children and their teenagers. And I thought, you know what? I'm getting so many questions and asking, people are asking me so many questions about it. So I decided to put it out to you. So if you're interested in this, sign up. The button is right below this video, and you will be sent a pre-recorded webinar that I'm releasing for a very short time on March 9th. So please join me for that. Okay, so let's get into the Confident Parent Moment. And I want to just drop into my heart right now, because mindset is at the core of the parenthood experience. And sometimes our mind goes to another place that is not always healthy for us. And it's certainly not healthy for your children or your teenagers. And so let's look at the top three things that I hear from parents a lot. And I want to, in a really informal way, just talk about them. The first thing that I hear from parents a lot is, I'm ruining my kid's life. Something I am doing is causing them to feel anxious, depressed, not okay, and I'm ruining my child's life. So first and foremost, your child's life, right? You are not their keeper. You are not your child's keeper. And I know that you have your child, whether you gave birth to your child or you adopted your child or that child came to you by the grace of, whomever or God, right? You have your child, but you are not your child's keeper, and your child is not your keeper, right? So you are not ruining your child's life. And I know that sometimes when a child is experiencing stressful times, challenging times, they're going through their anxiety-ridden moments. Many children are experiencing depression, right? Many children are experiencing so many different things because life is different than it used to be. In many ways, it's better. And in many ways, it's a lot more complex and a lot more challenging and a lot more complex and complicated, because there's so many different things that we have to juggle today that we didn't years before, even when we were kids. So I know that it feels whelming, and it feels very pressuring, and it feels like the right thing to think that something you're doing or not doing is ruining your child's life, or that's why they are experiencing anxiety or depression or whatever it is. But what's important to remember is that nothing that you're doing is ruining your child's life, and it may be impacting your child's life. And I want to share the distinction, because when you keep thinking that you are ruining your child's life, or something that you're doing or who you're being or how you're being is making your child the way that they are, it just keeps you stuck in that loop that, by the way, you can't do anything about. Okay, that mindset and that thought process actually creates the stuckness that will not bring you to another vibration. It will not bring you to another level of being able to support your child. And your child actually feels your sense of desperation and anxiety and sadness and upset around this. And it creates so many other challenges for them. So this thought that you are ruining your child's life or there's something wrong with you and that's why your child has problems, we need to shift it and reframe it. And I want to share that who you are, your pluses and your minuses, and all of us have strengths and all of us have weaknesses, impact your child, of course. And as a human being, we're always constantly evolving. And something really beautiful that I always find with parents and working with families is that no matter where you are as an adult in your life, when you have a child, that child pushes you and challenges you just by the mere fact of them being in your life. They push you and they challenge you to actually look at some of the ways of being that you have and who you are in a way that nothing else has ever made you look at it like that before. Children push you to actually evolve and look at yourself and question certain things that you thought you were done with. Children give you this opportunity in many ways for rebirth and to really look at yourself and say, wait a minute, this thing that I thought that I was done with, this thing that I thought I didn't have to work on, maybe this is something that I actually have to look at now because my way of being about this is not really supporting my child, or it's not helping me help my child in this moment. And I'll give you an example. I was talking to a parent very recently. Actually, I speak to many parents about this stuff a lot. And, they were sharing with me how, something happened with their child. Their child responded in a way to a situation that they were really shocked by. And they had a really hard time being empathic with their child. And instead, it was a teenager and they yelled and blew up at their teen and they couldn't believe that this happened and they made this decision. And long story short, what ended up happening was this child was acting out in a way that they've never acted out for a reason. And because this parent didn't really understand their child or why they were behaving the way that they were, and they never had the experience, right? This parent said to me, I'm not a therapist, I don't know, right? They responded to their child in a way that wasn't as attuned as they could have been. And there was a missed opportunity to connect and really support their child in that moment. And so the learning there is you're not ruining your child's life, but are there things that you can do to support your child in a different way or in a more effective way in certain moments? Absolutely, right? And that is the art of all of this, right? That is the opportunity in the parenthood journey. So the next time you think, oh my God, I'm ruining my child's life, remember, it's not that you're ruining your child's life, but you have an impact on it. And it's how you take that on, right? You can say, I have an impact on my child's life. And maybe there's something about how I'm being or how I'm behaving in this moment or how I'm taking the situation on that could maybe be different, that maybe could be better. Maybe I can learn something from a therapist, a friend, a book, right? An Instagram reel. I don't know, right? So just remembering that actually gives you this energy and the sense of, I got this. And when you have that feeling of, I got this, you don't have to have all the answers, but you can take this on and you can evolve and you can learn and you can take that rupture with your child and you can repair it. Then your child is benefited because your child knows that they have a parent in their corner that's got this. And that's everything. Okay. The second thing that I often hear parents say is, and it's usually, sorry, Victoria, I don't mean to offend you, as if it would offend me. It doesn't offend me because I'm a therapist, but they say, my child is really screwed up if they need a therapist, huh? And I answer this question often, so I think that it's important that I mention it here, that your child is not screwed up if they need therapy. Therapy is an opportunity, right? It's not a need, okay? It's a beautiful opportunity and a luxury, right? That we all have if you go through it and you're in it, right? And oftentimes it becomes a need to heal, and therefore therapy becomes something that's part of the package of needing it. But therapy is an opportunity to be with another person that can listen to the worst and be with you through that when other people may not be able to be. Therapy is an opportunity for a child to have another adult figure in their life, another attachment figure in their life that can actually be there to support them in ways that maybe other people in that moment cannot, or to supplement what other people in that child's life are able to do. It is an opportunity for your child to be with another person who is trained and who is attuned to the things that your child may need support with when it comes to trauma or anxiety or depression. It is a gift that you can give your child to really be in a position to be supported by someone who cares, who is competent, and who they can connect with and feel seen by. So when your child is going through something and they might require therapeutic support, it does not mean that they are screwed up, and it does not mean that you have failed. All that means is that your child is going through something that may be supported by having a little bit more help. Okay? It does not mean that your child is screwed up. It will not follow them in their life. If anything, you might be giving them an opportunity to really connect in a very meaningful way with someone that can support them and you through the journey of the challenges that they are experiencing in that moment in time. And so I want to share that because therapy has been an incredible part of my journey in life. Therapy has been an incredible part of the journey of a lot of the clients that I see. And it's not to say that therapy doesn't have its, moments that are challenging. And it doesn't mean that there aren't experiences that people have that are challenging inside of the therapeutic, relationship. There are some therapists that maybe aren't a good fit. But when you find that good fit, especially when your child is going through whatever it is that's challenging them, you can really have a changed and transformed life experience. And it does not mean that your child is screwed up forever. And if you are listening to this and you're thinking, okay, how do I get a good therapist? How do I know if I am actually, connecting with a therapist? How do I get that? I will be happy to answer those questions. I have an entire ebook that is dedicated to the topic of finding the right therapist for you. And I often teach professionals how to engage, parents as well as parents, how to actually find the right therapist for themselves, their family, and their child. So reach out with your questions. Let me know what it is that you are, thinking and what you want to know about, and I'll share that with you. The third part of tonight is I want to talk about the perspective that parents have, that they are responsible for their child's happiness and success in life. I hear this from parents all the time. I am responsible for making my child happy. I'm responsible for making my child successful. I'm responsible for my child being independent, whatever it is. And this is a misconception. You are not responsible for making your child anything in life. You are responsible for creating an environment for your child where they can actually grow and they can actually have the kinds of growth opportunities that give them the kind of clarity that they need in decision making so that they can make the kinds of decisions in life that provide them with the success, the joy, the happiness, the contentment, the health, the relationships that they want that will make them happy and successful. And all that means, all I'm saying is that that environment that your child is in is your home and you. And this is why I'm such a big supporter, and much of the work that I do with families is supporting parents and really being able to take care of themselves. Because you are your child's environment. Your child is growing and watching and modeling you. And therefore, how you take care of your mindset, how you take care of yourself, how you really nurture and respect your own needs is going to be a huge indicator of the kind of environment that you are creating for your child to grow and develop in. And yes, resources are important, and what your child gets in terms of physical things is important. But when we're talking about relationships and we're talking about health, right, we're also talking about the kind of relationship that they have with you. And that means that you have to be really concerned about the relationship that you have with yourself. And so I often share that it is not your responsibility to make them anything, because that just turns into a lot of control. And when children are young, it's a little bit easier to control. But as children grow older, no teenager or 10-year-old or 11-year-old or 12-year-old any longer wants to be controlled, right? They want to start to pull back, right? When kids are young, they're like little puppies, right? And they like this puppy energy being all over them. But as kids get older and they become teenagers, they become like cats. And cats do not like puppy energy. So puppy energy scares cats away. And so if you don't take care of yourself, right, and really work on that relationship with yourself so you can work on that relationship with your children, you're going to have a difficult time, right? It's going to be a struggle. And so remembering that you are the garden and your children, right, are those plants that you are planting, and you are nurturing that garden all along. And you don't know how they're going to turn out, right? But if you provide them with the environment that they need to really make the kinds of decisions that will bring them support, success, and joy in life, then that is gold. Okay? So if you have any questions at all, please let me know. I want to hear them. I want to answer them. I really hope that tonight's episode has you thinking about your own mindset, about yourself and your responsibility in your child's life, because it is so important to nurture a healthy mindset and healthy and loving thoughts about yourself, because you are doing a very, very important thing in life. You are raising children. You are raising developing beings. And with that comes not only the responsibility to them, but also to yourself, because they're looking up to who? To you. So thank you so much for being here with me. I hope this was helpful. Let me know what you think. And remember, March 9th, I will be releasing for a very short amount of time a webinar on how to spot stress and anxiety, how to diagnose it and decipher it in your child, and how to support your child. I'm going to be going through all of that stuff. Please sign up on the link below. I can't wait to see you, and I will talk to you soon. Have a good week, everyone.